YouTube. This is Broadcasting to Your Community with David and Stephen. Hello, David.
Hello, Stephen. How
How?
art thou?
I'm pretty good. I just had this crazy idea, which you know about, and we'll explain to everybody. Corinda shared it. Gregor is saying hello to Corinda. Corinda will probably say hello to Gregor. And Gregor. Right, okay. So everybody's talking to each other. I suppose we better start as well. I'm a bit orange today, David. What can I do about that? If I click that, it's the functions that XSplit VCAM turns on by default, which I've got to turn off every time. And if I forget to turn them off, I'm bright red on the video, which is possibly.
Which setting is that?
I'm on the where you go. You've got your camera, and then next to that you've got the cog, and it's the white balance on the video proc amp, and it's the focus and exposure on the camera control.
So what do you do with the white balance?
Well, it's ticked. I untick it.
Oh.
Yeah. And the same on the next page. I just untick them and say good afternoon to Barry.
Hello, Barry.
Right.
And then on the focus, you do what?
Under focus, turn that off, and turn exposure off too.
Oh.
Right. And there's a whole lot more we can do today. There you go. I'm now using a very stable XSplit VCAM PTR, which is the pre-release version, and it's behaving itself now, so that's good. And that allows
that's what I'm running now too, and I haven't had any issues.
Yeah,
I find it a little bit better, but I mean, at the end of the day, lighting and it still doesn't beat a green screen.
That's true. There is a new icon though. I don't know if you've noticed. Underneath your camera feed in XSplit VCAM, you can blur things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was there before.
Yeah. But next to that is a new button, edit background.
Yes.
Yeah. And that means you can change the brightness, you can change the contrast, and you can pan left and right. All good. I'm going to reset it to what it was because I don't want to mess about with it whilst we're live.
That looks pretty.
Right. Okay. Right. How are things in Sarnia?
Oh, pretty good. We had the Western Ontario Outlaw racing there on Sunday yesterday. Of course, I was live streaming that, and it was exciting. There were a couple of crashes. Nobody got hurt, but a little frustration out on the track, and emotions got flying a little bit too. But it's all part of the sport, and everybody came out okay. So Jason and I are actually going to be racing on Saturday night. 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be out there. We'll be broadcasting, but then there's a father versus son portion of the night where myself and Jason will be racing against each other, and Colin and Gary Vandenheuvel from Preferred Towing and also Stars of Heavy Rescue 401 will be on the track with us. And who knows who else will be out there. So we're going to be racing, and all the proceeds from the night are going to Ohana Landing, which is the youth transitional housing facility here in Sarnia. So,
have you been practicing?
With what? I don't have a lawn tractor. No, okay. I haven't. No, they'll just put us on machines like they did last year. Although they did say they're going to step us up a notch. We were in the mod section last year. We'll be in we were in mini mod last year. We'll be in mod this year, which means we're going to be faster. So apparently they trust my driving skills.
Right. Over to Corinda, and Corinda said, "Hey, both. I'm doing a new course for live streaming. I wish you every success with that, Corinda. It's a big topic.
What course is that? I'm curious.
Yeah. What particular angle are you going to take? Is it for beginners? Is it for intermediates? Is it for superstars? Tell us a bit more about it. And it's a title as well. If we knew the title of it, then we could actually help you promote it before you actually create it, which is the way to go. Now, it is important today, if you're not watching on the show with David Burrows page, that you click the link up above and join us there, because we're going to be posting several links during the course of this broadcast, and that is the only place they will appear. It also means that if you go there, we can see your comments and feature them on screen. If you've no idea where I am today, I'm at Stonehenge. I didn't take this photograph, but I quite like it actually, but it looks like I've got well, it doesn't look good, does it? Whilst I change that, David, could you explain your photograph, and then we'll start the conversation proper.
Oh, sure. Well, behind me there is the Blue Water Bridges, the twin bridges. If you look at it, it looks like one bridge, but there's actually another bridge behind it, which was, I believe that was the original one. And then back in, boy, was it that long ago? 20 years ago? Something like they built the second bridge.
Yeah.
Because it was so much traffic. It's still busy. They need a third one.
Well, that's the way it goes, isn't it? If you build more capacity, you get more people taking advantage of it.
Yeah, well, it's like a garage. The more stuff I put in it, and the more fuller it gets, I need a bigger garage, and then my garage would be full again because I put more stuff in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that's the Blue Water Bridges connecting Sarnia, or actually Point Edward, which is the village connected to Sarnia, to Port Huron, Michigan, which it's closed right now, but well, closed. Essential travel only, whatever that means.
And Chris has given me a shout out for the Udemy course about Be Live. Thank you, Chris. All right. Okay. Right. Now, first thing I want to talk about is something that I mentioned a moment ago. And what we've got is a lot of people are actually producing shows, but then they decide that they just want to appear in front of camera. They don't want to produce shows. And there's no guidance on what you should do to produce a show. Mm-hmm. So we can make the initial announcement here that David and I are going to be involved in creating the live video production blueprint, and we'll be hosting roundtable discussions from the 7th to 11th of September. And hopefully at the end of that, with our friends, we'll create guidelines, really, because it's a bit like the Wild West out there at the moment, David. You don't know where you're getting in terms of production.
Yeah, well, I guess it's it depends. It's all dependent on what level you want to go to, right? Be Live's made it very simple for people to produce themselves. I produce my own show, but I will say, even at my level, it would be nice to just have somebody else at the controls, and then I can just do the talking and worry about that. So having somebody produce your show for you. But that being said, there has to be a good relationship between the producer and those involved actually in the show, and understanding what each other's expectations are as far as, making sure this is put on the screen at this certain time, and making sure pictures go here, and that sort of stuff. So yeah, there's a lot involved to it, but it doesn't have to be complicated. But it'll be good to give people sort of a roadmap. Yeah,
a structure.
And, structure, and then they can take that, and if they want to take different routes to get to that same destination, that's fine. Everybody works differently and thinks differently, but hopefully we can give them some kind of a guideline.
Well, and a checklist, so that if you are looking to get somebody to produce your show, these are the questions that you should ask, and these are the answers that you should expect. And we could actually say, this is a good answer, this is a bad answer. So, as you said earlier, expectations of the broadcast have got to be set, and people have got to get to know each other. I mean, that's vital, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so there you have it. 7th to 11th September. Mark the date in your calendars. 10 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. in the UK, 4 p.m. in Antwerp. 5 days of David's basically marking it in his calendar because we only discussed it literally quarter of an hour ago, and we've got everybody's agreement. So myself, David, and let's go through the roll call so that everybody knows. Involved in this project are myself, David, Brigitte Limbanda, Fons Chamberlain, Joe Shepherd, Lottie Hearn, Linda West, Marco Novo, and Tina Vallant. And the end of it, we're going to go one step further this time. And in addition to actually providing, hopefully, informative, educational, and fun content over the 5 days, at the end of it, there will be a physical blueprint which you'll be able to download. And because that's only the bare bones of it, we're going to co-author a book which will be on Amazon so that it's there. We're actually going to be authors. And we're very fortunate in that we have 2 people who've actually published books. We're already part of our team. So looking forward to that. And say hello to Dom.
Hey, Dom. Hope you're doing well, buddy.
Yeah.
So that's something new that I see there, or I just didn't pay attention before, where somebody makes a comment and it tells us the time that they did it.
Which sorry, can you just run that by me again?
So when somebody makes, like Dom just made a comment.
Yeah.
It says, hello, gentlemen. And beside it, it says 12:11. It says the time. It
does, yeah. It says 17:11.
Was that there before?
I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not sure whether that's a Facebook feature that's actually coming through from Facebook. I don't know. It's an improvement anyway. That's good. And say hello to Kelly.
Hello.
Yeah. Right. It looks as though that we're ready because Kelly's here now. We're ready, I think. Are we ready, David?
Oh, because Kelly's here now.
No, because you're shuffling your deck anxiously.
Oh, no. I was reading to make sure that because some of them I read and I go, yeah, I don't know. Somebody might not like that. Yes. Okay. Time for bad dad jokes or dad. They're not all bad. Dad jokes.
Over to you, David.
Sure. Oh, okay. I'll do this one. Welcome. I make no promises. I played the triangle in a reggae band, but I had to quit. It was just one ting after another.
I'm speechless, David. Carry on.
Okay, it was making fun of an accent.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, yeah, this one. I was actually going to post this on my Facebook, but how do you catch a squirrel?
I don't know, David. How do you catch a squirrel?
Climb up a tree and act like a nut.
Yeah.
I could do that. Well, I don't know about the climb up the tree part.
Yeah, I smiled at that. But you can't see it.
A man walks into a bar with a slab of asphalt under his arm and says, "A beer, please, and one for the road."
Oh.
It gets better, folks. It gets better. You hope. What happens to a frog's car when it breaks down?
I don't know, David. What happens to a frog's car when it breaks down?
It gets towed away. Oh, ribbit.
Oh, how was toad spelt there?
TOAD.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I thought it might be.
You know.
Yeah.
Do you know why you never see elephants hiding up in trees?
I have no idea why.
Because they're really good at it.
I hope you're groaning with me, guys.
No way. they're clapping. They're going, woo, more.
Of course they are.
What kind of magic do cows believe in?
I believe in magic. I've got to say that first, but I don't know what kind of magic cows believe in, David.
Moodoo.
That's a bit of a dark joke, isn't it?
Well, yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Why would no one listen to the percussion? Rewind. Why would no one listen to the percussion section?
I'm going to try that. I don't know, David, why would no one listen to the percussion section?
Because they couldn't drum up enough support.
I'm not sure how many grounds we've had this week, but they're pretty good. Pretty good.
There was only one really good one there, wasn't there? I didn't buy him or write him, folks. I just the narrator.
Don't shoot the narrator.
And I've kept the whole stack. I don't know if you can see this. This is because my daughter gave me these, right?
Yeah.
And this is the whole stack so far from this year. So I'm gonna keep everyone, and then I'm gonna put it in a box, and I'm gonna give it back to her.
I thought you were going to say you were going to do a New Year's Eve show.
Well, maybe I could read all 365.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
You could invite people in to read them.
Do I even want to jump ahead and read the last one of the year, or should I wait?
Oh, you should wait. You don't read the last page of a book first, do you?
No. Okay, I won't look.
No, you shouldn't read the last page of a book. Right. Okay. Just a reminder then, it should be on the David Burrows show page to see what's going to happen next. Right. It's been quite a busy week. And part of that is down to Mr. Fonz, our good friend, Fonz. And Fonz and I, if at first you don't succeed, they do say try again. And Fonz and I, well, Fonz really has started a radio station. Yeah. And the radio station is a mix of live music and podcasts. And one of the first podcasts on there was Blabbing for Britain, which was broadcast this morning at an earthly and godly hour of 5 a.m. Eastern. And then it's on to music, and then there are more podcasts throughout the week, and then Blabbing for Britain. If you missed it first time around, you can hear it again on Friday at 5 a.m. Eastern, or you can catch the replay on the podcast. And I think if this has worked, that we've actually posted a link to United World Radio.
Yeah,
that's magic. That's magic. And we've also posted the same link on YouTube. This is the sales link feature from Be Live, which allows you to get an image, text, description, and a link. And when I put the image on screen, every time I do it, the link is posted in the comments. Now, you don't have to go herring off now, but you can track back later and take a look at the radio station. As I say, it is led by Fonz, and I'm in the background, as it were, sort of hosting the radio station. So it is a team effort, and I think that there may be more podcasts on there. I'm thinking in particular of broadcasting to your community, because what we do is vocal. I mean, we occasionally show images on screen, but the majority of what we do is vocal. Yeah. Yeah. So could we go on United World Radio as well?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Make it so. Okay, so that's United World Radio, and you can listen 24/7.
So you're talking about taking this after the fact and turning it into like an MP3 and.
Yep. Well, yeah. I mean, both Be Live and SY, you can download the MP3.
Yep.
And then basically it goes over to second link of the day. Told you'd have to be on the right page. Live video training is now a podcast, and the podcast goes out on Podbean, and broadcasting to your community will now go out on Podbean after this, and then it will be played on the radio. So everything's sort of fitting together. And for the first time ever, hopefully I've got links again. That's my new podcast, which I started last Thursday. So I told you it's been a busy week. If I hide that again, so you've got a link to check that out as well. What I didn't realize is that you can now do live podcasts in the same way as we can do live video. You can now do a live podcast on your own, or somebody can join you on mobile. Yeah.
And what are you using to do that?
Podbean.
Okay.
Podbean.
Yeah, I've used that before.
Yeah, but now they've got live. You can go live on the Podbean site, and you can share it out to various places after the fact. So it went to YouTube and it went to Facebook afterwards, and it's pretty high quality. And because you and I sort of sit here talking for an hour without a script, to sit there for 30 minutes without a script is reasonably straightforward. So I did my first ever live podcast on over the weekend, and it's been well received so far. So I enjoyed doing it. I think that's the main thing.
Yeah.
Much in the same way as enjoying this live broadcast. It is a way of getting the word out. And over to Kelly. And Kelly listened to Blabbing for Britain this morning on the radio, or the podcast on the page. Brilliant. There you are.
I'm just on the podcast site right now looking in. That looks interesting. I used it years ago. Well, a few years ago.
Yeah. Well, I strange you should say that. I went to the Podbean page and I thought, because I spoke to Matt, and Matt said, you either want to set up on Podbean or Aircast. And I went across to the Aircast page and took a look around, and I thought, well, it's okay. But and then I went to the Podbean page and I thought, now this looks good. I can work with this. But then I went to log in and it said, you already have an account. And I thought, do I? And I apparently signed up for Podbean in 2012. Okay. And I had never, ever done a podcast. So I put that right now. I upgraded, and I've got the podcast going out, and I'm doing one at the weekend. Rather than going live on video, I'm going live on audio at the weekend. It's sort of a busman's holiday. It's a totally different concept because it's just you. Right, so thank you for listening, Kelly.
I just re-signed back in to Podbean. And actually, I don't think I signed in using Facebook. So,
all right. Well, then if you've got the same email addresses on both, then it will work. Otherwise, they won't know who you are yet. But it's I just find there's a freedom because you're not on camera,
right?
Yeah? And you don't. It doesn't. Sorry, Dave. It doesn't matter how you look. You look good, by the way. I'm just not saying you don't. I'm just saying.
I have the voice for radio. I know.
I'm just saying if you're not appearing on camera, it's a totally different ball game. And over to Kelly to save me, rescue me from digging the hole. All right, and yeah, we had a discussion this morning, Fonz and I, and he's put it on Mixcloud as well. So it's everywhere. It's everywhere. I've applied.
Let's talk about that for a moment, because I have mixed emotions about being everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, like we talk a lot about repurposing, etc. Like when I do my live show, I go live to YouTube and Facebook. I get some views on YouTube, but I majority get my views on Facebook. And while I believe it's good to be in more than one place, like as far as YouTube for discoverability, I've really built a community on Facebook, and that's why I get the attention that I do from that area, right? So, and I know, like when I download my MP3s and I upload them to Anchor, and it puts it out to, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, blah, 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 blah. There's probably about 4 in there that are really popular, like Stitcher and, Google Podcasts, that sort of thing. And I did a Google of my name the other day, and I was showing up in podcast areas that I didn't even know they existed. I'd never heard of them. So in one sense of the word, it was like, okay, I was discovered. But in the other sense of the word, like, do I really need to be on Mixcloud, SoundCloud? Do I need to be everywhere? Or do I just need to promote myself so that you know where to find me?
Yeah. Now, the key to this is that you said that you looked yourself on Google, which we all do.
Yeah.
And you found yourself in places you didn't expect to, which means that you're reaching an audience you didn't know you had.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, whilst it might not be measurable, the fact that you can be found, and if you're in all these places and you pull people back either to your website or your Facebook page or your YouTube channel, then it's working. Yeah. I mean, where do you want people to go?
Except the only difference there that I would argue is that I Googled my name. Mm-hmm. So I went, but I know who I am. But for you to discover me that way, you'd have to know the name David Burrows and Google David Burrows.
Yeah.
So, of course, you can find me because you know who you're looking for. But I'm talking about finding me not by name, but by maybe subject or what it is you're looking for. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm with that, but that's basically I say that's a battle to be fought, and you may win. I mean, the way I looked at it is your name comes first and the topic second, because if you do it the way around, there are so many people involved in what we do. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying you wouldn't go to your keyboard. You don't just wake up one day and go, "Oh, I'm going to pick the name David Burrows and Google him."
No, you don't, and that's basically what all these SEO.
How do you find me if you don't know my name?
That's what all these SEO experts are actually making a living doing.
Yeah.
Is we will make sure that you're found for the terms you want to be found for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, it's a I'm not going to say it's a dark art, but it's not. Yeah. I'm not convinced that way of doing it works. Yeah. I'm
with you.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, if we go to if we go to Be Live, we go to Facebook and type in Be Live, you'll find listed above the Be Live page is the Be Live in 5 page, but that's because it's me searching. Yeah, I don't know. It depends. If you typed in, let's try it, shall we? Shall we do this live? Do you want to do this live?
Sure. Okay. Let me.
Okay. You safer if you can share your screen.
Okay. Safer. In other words, blame David.
No, not at all. I'm just right. Okay. It says you shared the screen, so I'm going to show it in the stream, and it should come up in a second. I'm going to put it full screen. Okay. So we've got the Google. You've got David and I are still here, voice only. And what do you like to search for? Let's search for yourself first, and let's. Okay.
Sorry. So okay.
There you are. All right.
Yeah.
Now, what if you go incognito? Open up an incognito tab.
How do I do that? I forget.
Top right, the 2 dashes under the X. Yeah. It will go dark.
Okay.
Okay. But you have to screen share that tab now.
What's that?
You'll have to screen share the new tab.
Have
you got a new tab?
I am showing you the new tab.
Oh, right. Okay. Now I'm because the way we're structured, oh, wait a minute. I'm still seeing the original tab.
Yeah, I'm scrolling and everything.
Nope. Do you want screen share again? Stop screen sharing that one. And right, okay. We are live. Anything can happen. Okay, so I'm waiting for the screen share to come through, and I can see it. So I'm going to bring it on screen and put it full screen again. Okay, so is that right? Okay, my apologies. All right.
Yeah.
So you're still doing pretty well on an incognito tab.
Okay, but that's because I know the name I want to Google.
Right. Okay.
So what I'm saying is discover me not knowing David Burrows, not knowing Stephen Healey, because that name is very specific. But I want to look for community talk shows.
Okay.
Oh.
And
now there's no David Burrows. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Now go to the top.
So it's great that I was found because I typed my name.
Okay. Now type in broadcasting community. This probably won't work either. Right, see a lot of things going on in Canada about community broadcasting.
Right.
Okay.
So
now add David to the mix. Just David. Not just David, but you know what I mean. There we are. How's that?
Right.
I think that's as close as we can get.
Right. You want to bring me back on screen there?
Yeah, sure.
I feel like I'm talking to a wall. There we go.
Yeah, I think that's that. That's
my point. Until we added that specific name in there,
yeah,
we weren't found, or I wasn't found.
No, you won't be. No.
So that's what I'm saying. If you're everywhere, like I went to, when I Googled, I found me on radio podcast something or other. I don't know what it was called. Okay, so that's great. But I went to that and to that link, and nobody had, like, there were no listens.
Yeah.
So I'm not really being found, is what I'm saying. And that, so it's great that I'm on radio blah blah blah, but nobody has listened to that podcast, so it doesn't really matter if they found me, and they only found me if they specifically typed my specific name. Right. So that's back to the SEO thing, where I don't know if I should say it or not, but that SEO thing is, you can pay somebody a lot of money to do a lot of things, and what's the results?
I think that the approach that we take is the different approach. And let's go to, okay, we've got quite a lot of comments on this, so let's go with the comments, then come back. That's what your brand is for, isn't it? And you are your brand. I mean, it's a show with David Burrows, so yeah,
right.
Yeah. Over to Chris, and Chris is saying, I think you need to be where the audience is. Other channels can help new people discover you, for example, with hashtags. Sounded nice. And Chris again, right, okay, I think that's the same comment. And Kelly is saying talk shows in Sonia. Okay, does that work? Right, and it does work. Just Kelly found you.
Right. And I see like talk show with Sue Store from the radio station, which she doesn't do anymore. Your TV Sarnia, which is our local cable, and Sarnia Terry, David Burrows. So I come down later, right? So again, and that's, so in that sense of the word, you're being specific without using my name. And I get that that's what my brand is for, the Show with David Burrows brand. I get that. But I'm saying, for example, so therefore, talk shows in Sarnia, what's the point of me being on Radio Stitcher or whatever that is? Just be on Spotify or just be on Google Podcasts or Apple Podcasts.
Providing that you put the right tags in. If you now start tagging things, everything you'd find everywhere with talk shows in Sarnia.
Yeah.
Then, yeah. I mean, basically what they've done the SEO, and with Kelly's help, they've done the SEO for you.
Yeah.
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 Hmm?
Yeah. It's an ongoing thing, right? Where everybody wants to be found. Like that's where, if we go back to multi-streaming, like, well, I'm going to use a multi-streamer and I'm going to go live on YouTube, Twitch, and da-da-da, and da-da-da-da-da. I'll be everywhere, and then I'll be discovered and found. That's not necessarily true.
No.
It's building and coming back to what Chris DeBovin, hope I said that.
Yeah.
Said that I think you need to be where your audience is. Like I said, I put my show on YouTube, but if you look at the views there compared to the views on Facebook, I have a whole lot more on Facebook because that's where I built my audience. That's where I built myself to be known. Right?
Yep. I just want to say thank you to Chris. I woke up on Sunday morning to a video created within video, and it said congratulations on 500 YouTube subscribers, and it'd been created by Chris. So Chris, thank you. Nice. It was very nice. It's basically when things happen that are unexpected, that's what blows you away. So it got me off to a good start for the day. You can't be everywhere. I mean, you've got the situation where Restream can put you into 30 different places. The only problem with that is that 25 of them you've never heard of.
Right.
And they've never heard of you. Realistically, you can go to YouTube, you can go to Facebook, you can go to Vimeo, you can go to Periscope and Twitch. Yeah. Once you get outside those five, first of all, the audience is falling, and the second thing is that they're specific channels for specific purposes.
That's right.
So what would be the point of our appearing on a music channel?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, for me to find my podcast on a radio blah 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 whatever thing, I was like, oh, that's cool, but nobody's listening to it. So if somebody went and listened there and made a comment or asked a question, I'm never going to respond to them because I don't know it's there. And so now I'm in the situation of, did I just lose that listener that I maybe gained because I didn't respond? So that's, I go live, like my show, I used to, I use StreamYard and I can go live in multiple Facebook groups and pages. They've got it set now. I think I can go live in it's either 8 or 10 places, 10 different destinations. So I used to go live in the Show with David Burrows page, the Video Show Network page, and my Facebook group, and my Facebook personal timeline. Yeah. And then I went live on my personal timeline. I got way more views than anywhere else that I go live, because that's just how Facebook does it. But then I went, yeah, but that's not my brand. That's my personal life. That's my personal side. Yeah. I don't go live in my Facebook group anymore because I don't like it that, if it pops up and says Facebook user, I don't know who that is unless they, click the thing, which most people don't. So I just go live on my Facebook page, my YouTube channel, and my Twitter, because that's where I have audiences.
Yeah, indeed.
And then after that, I turn it into an MP3. I upload it to Anchor, and it puts it in places that I never go check, but it also does put it on Spotify, which is where I get most of my listens from, and then Google and Apple Podcasts, which everybody's familiar with. So beyond that, I don't worry about it. Twitch is a whole different ballgame for me.
Indeed, it is. It is. Just go back. Basically, if you're listening, David has just said that he can broadcast to several different places on Facebook at the same time. and we could do that from Be Live as well. The only thing is that when we broadcast different places on Facebook, either by going live there or by cross-posting, the only place that the comments can be seen at the moment is on the original page. Our Christmas wish list, or mine at least, is that if the same broadcast is being broadcast on several different pages, all the comments should be visible.
See, I can do that.
Main page. Sorry?
I can do that.
Right.
When I go live, if I go live in my Facebook group, multiple Facebook pages,
right,
whatever, I see all the comments come back.
Can I refine? You see all the comments in StreamYard?
Yep.
All right. Okay.
Not if it's cross-posted.
Indeed, which is the crux of what I was saying. Okay. Yep. All right. Okay. Now, Fonz and I have a shared love of music. So my final link for today is this, and hopefully this has worked again. We have a show on Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. in the UK, and it's a show of two halves. We're live on Facebook for the first 30 minutes, and then we shoot over to our music room on Watch Together, and we play hits from the 60s and 70s as we wind down for the weekend. If you want to join us, then on Friday, all you need to do, I'm loving this feature, is to click that link, and that will take you to the music room, and you can join us. You can actually bring, because we're playing YouTube videos, you can bring your favorite YouTube video link with you, and we'll play that during the 3/4 an hour actually live. And you can either just come and chat, or you can turn your microphone on, or you can turn your camera on. We can have up to 14 people turning their camera on, and we can just talk as Fonz and I do, and we're joined by Chris as well, and by other friends too. And see you there, 12 p.m. on Friday. Okay, that's my advert over. David, your show later today.
Oh yeah, later today. Dave Brown. Well, I had to think there for a minute. Dave Brown from United Way, Sarnia Lambton. He usually joins me once a month just to give an update on what's happening with United Way and any campaigns that they have. We didn't have him there last month, summertime. He took a month off, so he'll be back giving us updates with United Way here. And Mark Perrin from Ontario's Blue Coast, or better known as Tourism Sarnia Lambton, they launched a program here to support local businesses, and they put about $300,000 into the program. So he's coming around today to talk to me about that as well. So 2 guests today. And
it's been very difficult for local businesses, hasn't it, this year? I mean, it's been sort of the worst year.
Oh yeah, well, I think in the beginning it was. I think there's still some that are suffering, but I think there's many that have adapted well and said, well, I'm just going to have to do things differently, and I think some of them are doing okay.
That's good. So it does vary a lot, though.
Depends on your industry.
Yeah, I think people are still wary of going shopping.
Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't bother me. I know some people do. Yeah. I go out, when I walk into a place, like we have the mandatory mask by law now. And I know some people can say, well, I don't have to wear it. I can just say I've got asthma or something like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can do that, but they don't have to let you in the store.
No, that's true.
They can't say, why aren't you wearing your mask? Because that's discriminatory. But they can say, I'm sorry, sir, we require that you wear a mask in the store. I don't have a problem wearing my mask. I'm not in there that long anyway.
No, I think we've accepted mask wearing. There are talks that our schools return 1st of September. Yeah. And I think that basically for the next 2 weeks, the government and every agency that's involved is going to be saying, your children are safer at school. They're more likely to catch the virus if they stay at home. And that seems to be the tack that they're taking. Schools are safe, youngsters are safe. go back to school. It's a better place for you to be, because the other side to the coin is that they've been out of school for 6 months, and basically they're losing out, totally losing out on an education. So,
well, and the social aspect, quite honestly, like it's important for, even if we got to wear a mask to integrate. Integrate, is that the word I'm looking for? Mix with others.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, honey. She's checking up on me again.
Hello, Jennifer. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. I hope your health is improving day by day. And I would try and teach David to cook, but I mean, after this, I'm going to be making a chicken roast dinner, and I offered to give David, how it's done, but
I'm not that bad.
I know, right? Okay.
Yeah, I am actually.
Right.
My wallet's getting thinner because I keep saying, "What do you want to eat tonight?" Oh, well, we'll have Subway, or we'll have this, we'll have that, and I'm like, okay, wow, I'm gonna have to go get another job or something.
Wait a minute, I missed a couple of questions. Barry is saying, "Come back to you, Corinda." I'm not forgotten. Great new program by Ontario's Blue Coast.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yes. Filling in there. Right. Over to Corinda. Corinda's got a question. I want to ask, how do you expressing yourself in a powerful way in broadcasting? That's quite a question, isn't it? I think
go ahead, Stephen. You first.
I think it's down to, from my way of thinking, it's down to creating a presence on camera and being at ease with yourself on camera, the way you're actually looking. And I hate to say this, but if you can watch a video with you in it and not cringe, then you're actually being effective. It's true. I mean, back in the day, you didn't want to see yourself on camera. If people took a photograph of you, you said, good, right, okay. Now, because we've been doing this for quite a while, then we're at one with the camera and happy to be talking on camera, or just on microphone. I think creating the presence is the thing. And the other thing is that you actually got to work on becoming known, liked, and trusted. And that's through doing shows like we're doing here today, and the shows that David does and I do when we're not broadcasting from Sarnia. And Kelly's saying hello to Jenny. And Corinda's coming back.
Just to add to that,
yeah, sure.
To express yourself in a powerful way, you have to build a community. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. All my experience with it, you must build a community. All the people are know more than I do about it say must build a community, and that takes time. Yeah. Now, everybody wants to go live and everybody see my video, me, and that's really what a lot of us think about. What's up? Me. I want you to see me. I don't want you to watch the other guy. I want the views. I want the likes, all the numbers. I need all the numbers. You need to build a community, and what are you building your community around? My community is community here in Sarnia Lambton. More specifically, Sarnia. What's happening in Sarnia? That's my community. Positive, good news things. I don't typically do negative news. Once in a while, there's a story I feel it should be told, but I don't really do news. It's community talks and what's positive things that are happening. So that's my brand. That's what the show with David Burrows is. Yeah. And, Stephen, you're educating people in the live streaming world. You're educating them about BeLive, and you build a community around that. Build a community around, hey, I'm flying drones now. I might on my YouTube channel, maybe I'll build a community around flying drones. Whatever you want to do, keywords, build your community. That's how you express yourself in a powerful way.
It's about us.
Yeah.
When we do this show, it's because we enjoy chatting together and we enjoy your company. That's why we do it.
Yeah.
And we're grateful for the fact that you actually come and join us and chat and get involved. That's what live video is all about. It's about people getting together globally. I mean, we've got at least 3 or 4 countries involved today. It's the ability to actually reach out and bring people in, and it's all about us. It's never about me, and that's the way it should be. That's the most effective way. You've got to involve everyone who wants to join in, and everybody is valuable. And occasionally, let's go. So Corinda was saying hello to Jennifer, and
Jennifer has a fan club now.
oh, right, okay.
She's got a fan club.
She's also saying, I just want this on screen. You can cook eggs. Okay.
They're not real pretty by the time I'm done. They're often scrambled eggs.
Well, there's thousands of dishes you can do with eggs. So, and Jennifer's cooking chicken tonight. It's nothing fancy. It doesn't have to be fancy, does it? It just has to be, well, it just has to be edible. That's the key thing. I'm sure it will be.
How would you get solutions in your broadcast? No, I'm not.
I don't quite get where you're coming from, Corinda. So if you could just sort of reword that, we'll give it another try. Or if anybody can help with an interpretation, we don't know the answer. We don't know the answers. Shake and bake. There you go. Got that in the UK too. And when you have a real passion, that comes over with power.
I'd like to comment on that.
Yeah.
When you have real passion, that comes over with power. It does, and I think it's a good statement. But I think sometimes, like we've all heard, if you've read any books or if you've been to any conferences, we hear find your passion and go run with your passion.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. The passion's important. Don't get me wrong. I'm not putting this down, but it's important, but it's not the only thing. It's really, okay. Find your passion. Well, I have a passion for a lot of different things. It doesn't mean that I'm going to speak about them all or whatever. It's my own personal inner passion. But then other passions that you want to put out there, it does come out. Wow, he's really passionate about that. And people like that excitement and that sincerity in your voice. And I think that being genuine about your passion is really important too. Because people don't want to feel like, again, you're putting it out there to help others or to attract like-minded people. Again, if you like doing math problems, you want to attract people who like doing math problems. The passion's there, but the commitment to it all is really, I think, the biggest thing, right, Stephen? Like we're here every Monday at noon, no matter what. Today is episode 460 of the show. I've never missed a week in 9 years, not one. Wow, what if somebody died or somebody whatever? There was still a show, might have been recorded and put out, but there was still something every week. And the commitment to your community and the commitment to your passion is really speaks the loudest volumes to your audience. Wow, he's there every week, no matter what, right? So,
yeah, indeed.
What time is it? Speaking of passion.
So, Corinda, never apologize for a question. If we don't understand, then that's no problem. No. We will try and interpret. Ask as many questions as you want. Always do. And over to Jennifer. And Jennifer is saying, "Oh, watch out, there. Jennifer's got a shake and bake in the house." Okay,
I'll do the shake. She can do the bake.
Yeah. Like solution community. How do you get community out from the world in broadcasting?
Like solution, like community.
Right. Okay. I think we need to work with this. David and I think about it, and we'll come back with some ideas next week about how to get a community involved in your broadcast. because it's by building a community. I mean, the communities are on Facebook groups, so getting people in Facebook groups is one of the first steps. I'm sensing, however, that David is about to go broadcasting.
I'm okay for the moment. I'm monitoring it, so if I disappear all of a sudden, you'll know why.
Okay, if Dave disappears, then show is mine. Just to reiterate something we said earlier, if you weren't with us earlier, David and I will be live from the 7th to 11th of September at 10 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. in the UK. We won't be live every day, don't get me wrong. We're involved in it. There are 9 people involved in total, and we were putting together a live video production blueprint so that when you need to know how people can help you to go live and produce the show for you, you'll know what to look out for and the questions to ask and what to expect and the key points about actually getting something to do it successfully. Now, just a note on that, we did a survey in the Belivers group 2 weeks ago, and this is what gave rise to this idea. We asked the question, how much would you charge to produce a show? And the answers ranged from a very reasonable $75 for a half-hour show to $350. So what we're going to do is investigate a difference between something where you're paying $75 and something where you're paying $350 to $400. That's what got us interested in the first place, the fact that there's so many different pricing structures, because there isn't a price list you can go and look at. If you go to one person, you get one price. If you go to another company, you get another price. What is a fair price for somebody producing your half-hour show, and what should you expect for it before the show, during the show, and after the show? And that's the topic, which is going to take 5 days, roundtable discussions. David and I are involved, and we look forward to seeing you 7th to 11th of September. Right, okay.
Stephen, I got to step out. I think the premiere is just about ready to go live, so
Okay.
got to handle that. And thanks to all of you for watching. If you like, give us a 10 in the comments below. And if you didn't like either one of us, it's okay. But come back and try again. It's probably me that don't like it. Anyway. It's okay.
David, take care. See you soon.
Take care, my friend. Bye now.
Bye. All right. And the show is mine. Right. Okay. We've covered quite a lot in this show. I think there's quite a few topics. David and I never have a script. We don't work to a script. We're driven by the comments that you make and ideas that crop up during the live broadcast. And I just want to say thank you to everybody for actually joining the broadcast today and commenting. It's the comments that make it work. It's the comments that make live video work. And we just appreciate the fact that you all get involved. And if you're watching this on the replay and you've got this far, thank you. And Chris has given us a 10, Kelly's given us a 10, and Corinda's given us 20. Right, okay, brilliant. Okay, thank you very much. So I'm going to take that comment off screen. So lots going on. Tomorrow I'm in the Belivers group at 12 p.m. Eastern. Look forward to seeing you there. David is live at 3:30 today, and I'm sure that he would appreciate your company there as well. I often get catching on the replay because that's basically when I'm eating what I've cooked, because it's a bit 8:30 in the UK. One final thing, and I'm just going to try and share my screen with you, so forgive me for a moment. I'm going off. I just want to show you something. On last week's show, and if this works, it'd be good. On last week's show, I showed you a map, and that map was, I'm just going to go to screen share. So I'm still here. So I'm screen sharing, and watch for this. I showed you a map. We're actually delivering leaflets at the moment, and we wanted some way of actually tracking where we've been. And so I'm going to bring this full screen and show it full screen. This is a map of the leaflets that we've delivered And if I get it to go, I'm going the wrong way again. Okay, that's basically where we've been delivering leaflets for the last 2 weeks, and we finished today. We delivered leaflets to 1,600 houses, Angelica and I between us. Our job is done. First leaflets have gone out, and hopefully, well, there are 3 things that can happen. People read them, people put them in the waste, or people put them in recycling. I hope they've either read it or put it in recycling. It's been good weather to actually be leafleting and getting the word out. Right, okay, so that's the up-to-date map, and I want to say thank you to everybody who's joined us today. And I'm just going to scroll back. Okay. Is LVH command MRT? I don't know. Right. So from me, take care. Have a good week. We've got the whole week ahead of us, and enjoy it. Make the most of it. And I'll see you at some point during this week. If not, I'll see you next Monday on Broadcasting Community with myself and David. Bye for now. That's a wrap. I'm out of here. Bye.